we were switching off into summer, and we got bikinis, right? But in the lining of the bikini is a piece of plastic that says, "Do not remove. Please leave your underwear on."
Yep.
There was some crap that was left
Ew.
on freaking bikinis
Ew.
in the dressing rooms with the plastics off, and then just like, oh
Ew.
my gosh,
Ew.
on the bikinis.
Ew, babe.
Yeah, I was like, what the frick is going on? There's some nasty chicks coming in here. Yeah.
Why though?
And then we had to make a sign that said, if you're trying on any swimwear, please do not take off your underwear.
Maybe they didn't come with underwear. Ew.
Oh, it was so gross. And we couldn't do anything. So bam, 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 bam. Welcome to the 75th annual Hunger Games, featuring yours truly. My name is Jay.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome back, guys. We're still kind of sick.
Weird.
Huh? Yeah. You know, I want to...
This is why I don't listen to these things back, because I don't want to hear what I sound like.
It's actually kind of funny because sometimes when I listen to these episodes again, I'm like, why do I sound like that? It's like, is that my voice?
Yeah.
It's like, I definitely...
I'm like, what the hell is this? I know that's how I laugh, but I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome back, guys. As you can probably tell, we are still very sick in this house.
Yeah, more sick
I think
this
like
week for me.
Yeah, more sick on Molly's side, and then my voice still has not come back normal. Like, I sounded like a pre-pubescent boy
Yeah, you
all
did.
freaking week, like squeaking.
What did you say in the playpen? And I was like, oh my God, your voice is so high. It was so funny.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but it was epic.
It sounded very, very squeaky.
Yes.
I don't know. See, excuse me. That's gonna randomly come every now and then in this episode. See?
Oh my God. I apologize now. He doesn't know how to control his cough.
We had an episode, like, I don't know, maybe 6-7 episodes ago where I just kept coughing too. Remember that?
Yeah.
Man, this
is our
sucks, man. This is our life when your kid goes to daycare and then just brings home boogers all the freaking day.
Yeah, and he's fine. Just like
he's fine. He just got a runny nose. And
yeah,
then,
but like he don't care. He's like a normal self.
He'll eat it.
Nothing.
He'll come up to you and be like, "Dad," right in your freaking face.
Yeah, but like not really run down. Every once in a while he's a little cranky, but like I feel like that lasts maybe an hour and he's fine.
Yeah,
like,
knock on wood.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah. He's like, you know, he hasn't really been exposed too much the first year of his life because he's been like home daycare. But now he's in like a real daycare and he's bringing home real germs and viruses and we're all getting it.
Yeah.
I think this is going on almost 2 weeks now.
I think it's only been like a week, babe.
A week and a half. My body has a clock and it's like we are on day 9.
Well, this is my third sickness and only your second.
Yeah. But my second in the spans of a month.
This is my third in the span. It's 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, right before my half marathon was the last time I was sick. So anyways, guys, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about how deep my voice is. And we're going to sing some Barry White.
Oh my God. And then we'll talk about how high his voice can get.
Yeah. What song was I singing the other day? And I was like, I was able to get super high on.
I don't know. You didn't tell me.
We were singing it.
Oh.
And I don't know. Anyways, I was singing a song and I was able to like hit the register. It was pretty high. But
that's funny.
Story of our lives. Story of lives. Hey, so we're back. So today's episode. Last episode.
Oh my God.
We talked about this Hygge game.
Hygge.
Is it Hygge?
I think it's Hygge.
Hygge. And got some pretty interesting conversations, topics that we talked about, and it was actually kind of cool. I actually asked the patient one of the questions.
Really?
Yeah. It was the one about What's your favorite scent? I think that might have been on the first ones. But like, what's your favorite scent? And if you could capture a scent and make it into a candle, what would it be? And guess what she said?
What?
Her grandpa.
Look at
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And so then we started talking about the movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
Where the kid makes a candle and it
What's the movie? It's one of my new favorite Christmas movies.
It's the Christmas movie with the Asian.
Yep. Because it reminds me of our relationship.
Crazy Asian Christmas.
No.
I don't know.
Love Hard.
Love Hard. Yeah. Yeah, so she said that she would make a candle of her grandpa, which I thought that was kind of cool.
That was cool.
So, yeah, some of these conversation starters, excuse me,
are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So,
did you already pick a card to start this week?
I did not.
Ooh,
and today's sponsor is Limeade with berries.
Oh, Lakefront Brewery.
Oh, Lakefront
we
Brewery.
Both have them.
Lakefront Brewery. Cheers. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna do one card today, and then we're gonna get into our topic, which is gonna be interesting.
This is a good one.
Okay, shoot.
Is it okay to not leave a tip when you receive bad service?
Oh man, is it okay to not leave a tip if you get bad service? It would depend on how bad the service was.
Agreed. I don't think I've ever not left a tip, and I think I always have given, even when I'm like, you sucked as a server. Like, I think I still have always given close to 20%.
Yeah.
Maybe like 18 because I'm like, I'm going to round down on this one or something.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. It has to be some terrible service. Like,
yeah.
They spilt your soup. They never refilled your water. They were rude to you.
I
They got your order
I think
wrong.
it'd be more like if they spilt my soup and didn't replace it. They never refilled your water. They had an attitude when you asked questions or to change. You know what I mean? Like, it would have to be
it
like
has to
really
be really
bad. Yes.
Yeah. No, I would probably still give a tip.
Yes.
Definitely not 20%, and maybe 10%.
Yeah.
If it's really, really that bad.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever actually done that. Even when I thought I was like, this could have been better.
Yeah.
And you know,
what is the industry standard? Is it?
It's 20 now.
20%.
Yep.
Okay. How do you do that without taking your calculator off?
We don't need to
Come
talk about
on. This. I'm trying to teach Molly.
I do 10% times 2.
Yes. So you just take your final total, move the decimal point, and then times it by 2.
Yeah.
I usually round it up to the next dollar. Though.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe sometimes I judge it based on and I shouldn't do this, how the food is.
Yeah.
And that's not based on the server.
The server.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you like talking to strangers on planes?
No.
That's what I would say.
I would put in. This is what I do when I get on the airplane. I put my bag away, either under the chair or in the compartment, and then I get my AirPods out and I put them in, and then I usually have a hat and I tip it down, and I lean up against the window like this, and I fall asleep. I'm usually like knocked out before the plane even takes off from the gate, because there's something about riding planes now. It makes me a little nauseous.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that as much anymore because we're going to have 2 kids. I
know. But I think like I can get over the nauseousness if I don't look out the window or if I don't look down. I've realized when I look down, even just on my phone like this, it'll make me dizzy.
Yeah.
So we did buy these things where you can hang it off of the tray, and so your phone can be like at eye level.
Yes.
Which is going to be nice.
Yes, so. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
I agree. I really hate, I've had a few encounters. One, I was in high school flying just to Minnesota because it was faster. And these 2 guys were sitting on either side of me because I was in the middle seat and just talked over me the whole time. And they tried to include me, but I was leaving the choir and I was so sad and crying half the time and trying not to cry between these two older men, and they were again, they were nice, but they're talking about hunting, fishing, all this stuff between, and I'm like,
did you not offer
them
switch chairs with them, switch seats?
I don't know that I knew I could do that because it was assigned seats, and stuff, so and I think we were already going, and then they started up a conversation, you know what I mean, it was not whatever. And then another time I was trying to finish a book. And I had 1 chapter left and I'm trying to finish this book. And this girl just kept talking to me. And I'm like, I am reading my damn book, lady. Like I literally had to go back and like reread the ending. It was the Divergent one.
Oh,
or like one of them in this series. And I was so mad because I was like, this is so good. And, and she just like kept talking. And I'm like,
don't you see I'm trying to do something, lady?
Yes. It was so irritating. So yeah, I don't mind talking to people, but I prefer like, I don't need to become your best friend in the next 4 hours of this flight.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
If you're having a problem or whatever, or, having a moment or just want to say, hey, your baby's cute, like whatever, that's cool. But like outside of that.
Did that say strangers?
Moving on. Yes.
Okay. If you're traveling with other people, like I've obviously traveled with like Daniel.
Yeah.
Like we get to the point where like we talk about certain things or like we'll have a conversation and then there's like a mutual point in the flight where you're just like, okay, I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yes.
I'll fall asleep, listen to music, whatever.
Yes.
And then near the end of the flight, like, oh, yeah, let's strike up a conversation again.
Right.
And it's almost like this.
What's our plan when we get there or whatever?
So I think when you travel with somebody, like, it's okay.
Yes.
Strangers, absolutely not. Sorry.
Just
if you see me on a plane and you recognize me from this podcast, don't strike a conversation.
But still say hi because it'd be cool if you're this random person that we're meeting based on this podcast.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We might actually have a conversation with you then.
Yeah.
This one's in, what is the least important subject in school? Least important subject in school.
Least important subject. Man. I used to say the social sciences would be the least important, but in today's world, the social sciences are actually important.
What does include social sciences? Like psychology?
So like U.S. history. Oh. Well, all of those. So psychology, sociology, like the U.S. histories, U.S. government, like those social sciences. I would say, oh man, least important?
Yeah. That's tough for me.
That's tough for me too.
I want to say art and hear me out.
Art?
Hear me out.
What kind of art?
I'm saying like making people take an art class, like if they're not a drawer or a painter or like have any sort of artistic when they reach a certain point.
Okay.
Like junior, senior year of high school, maybe even like sophomore year of high school. Like, I don't know that they really need to continue to try to color. And it's not coloring, but try to be an artist when they're not.
I don't think we were forced to take an art class in high school.
I think we were.
Really?
And maybe I could be wrong. So that might be like a null and void point.
Yeah.
I think there should be art offered. Absolutely. I don't think that should be taken away. And I mean art in general too, like music, theater, all that kind of arts. I'm not saying that at all. That should absolutely stay. That's very important. But for people who are just not artsy people, they should not have to take it at a certain point.
Yeah. I would say, and this is just my experience with this subject, PE. I think they should not do PE.
I would
then kind of restructure it in another way that's not physical education.
Almost same argument as the art. Like if you're not a physical person come high school, like why does it matter anymore?
Yeah, right.
Like yes, in grade school it gives your energy out. I think it's more about that and things and whatever. But like come high school, it's like, do not force me to take a damn PE class. We had to too, and I hated it.
Yeah,
I was a physical person. I didn't mind doing it. I just didn't want to change on first period and get hot. And they're like, "Oh, you can shower."
No one's gonna shower.
But the 4 minutes you give me, especially after swim, 15 minutes I think we got. Yeah. 15 minutes to dry off, get ready, and get to our next class.
Yeah, and this is the time of our a teenager's life where they're starting to figure out their bodies and BO and trying to PE was just unnecessary.
Yes.
We had to do it freshman year, and the only way you could get it exempt in your sophomore year, you only had to do it freshman and sophomore year.
Wow, lucky.
But then sophomore year you could get an exempt if you were in like marching band, you got an exempt.
Wow.
Or if you were in like sports, you'd have your coach like sign you off and exempt you for the following year. So it was almost an incentive for me to be in marching band because I didn't have to do PE.
I had to do it. I think I had to do it 3 years. Maybe I got out of it my senior year. We didn't have to our senior year, but I might actually be wrong. I might have had to do it my senior year too. Yeah. And only one semester.
Yep.
But still.
Ours was all year long.
Yes.
And the crazy thing was, if I remember correctly, we had marching band practice before school. And then I think PE was either my first or my second period. So I had to go 6 more periods plus lunch.
Yep.
Smelling like freaking funk.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't smell like funk because I really took care of myself.
Right,
I didn't shower, but I was like sweating.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to
try first period swimming, babe.
Yeah.
Swimming. Yep.
Well, and then people like there's like bullying in the locker rooms and everything. Like I hated it. I got picked on and stuff.
Yep.
And I was pissed.
Yep.
But
Yeah, me too. So yeah, I would say probably PE first, then
PE.
before art. But
I hear you.
I just shouldn't have to go take an art class.
I was
don't want to.
thinking, I was like, what the major subjects?
I know, yeah.
And I was like, they need to get rid of like language comp and literature comp. And I was like, well, I guess like reading is good.
I know
Maybe
it
I have
is,
to be able
right?
to read,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And appreciate the classics. But I don't even know if these kids nowadays are appreciating the classics. Like classics to them is Harry Potter,
Right.
maybe The Hobbit.
I think
Lord of the
I think
Rings.
they still read Lord of the Flies.
Probably Animal Farm, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
We read some of the craziest shit in
The Giver.
That was in middle school.
Yeah.
That was a middle school book. But we read stuff like The Metamorphosis, The Awakening.
Oh, Odyssey and
Odyssey.
What's that other one?
The Iliad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those don't
we had
need
to
to be
read
there.
all those.
Those don't need to be there.
Emily Dickinson
too much.
and like trying to culturize us, which is good.
Yes.
But as a teenager, like we don't freaking read a book.
I still don't understand the Odyssey and the Iliad.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's too much. But I'm not good at interpreting stuff like that.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what a high school student goes through nowadays.
Well, we'll know
like
in
what they're
about 12 years.
Yeah. It may be even different then.
Yeah.
Like think about the books that are like popular now.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna be classics to them. When
Harry
they're-
Potter will be.
Harry Potter's gonna be a classic.
Can you
Twilight
imagine?
series is gonna be a classic.
No, Harry Potter is more like. Could you imagine? Or I could see like Hunger Games because it has that like
Yeah.
dystopian, kind of
For sure.
society kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It has a lot of.
Are they even gonna be reading books? That's the question. Making them read books.
I would hope so.
Our
They're
kids
not,
gonna
it's gonna be
watch.
sad.
Our kids are gonna be like freaking coding in elementary school
Right. I'm
and
gonna be
middle
like,
school.
what is this?
Yeah, they're gonna be techie freaking kids. I'm gonna be the one like, hey Conrad, how do I do this? What is this?
No, you
I'm
won't because
freaking
you're
pissed.
pretty
I know,
good
I'm
about
pretty
it.
good
But
at yeah. So
anywho.
was that the last question?
Yeah.
Oh, those are some pretty good questions.
Those aren't
today.
bad. Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about our first jobs. Or actually, we'll talk about our first job and then jobs that we've had after that. Some crazy stories and
Yeah, I don't know if I have that many crazy
where
stories.
the path that has led us to our current careers.
Okay.
So,
This is all news to me again.
yeah,
So
this is why
everybody
it's
knows.
unscripted. We're just going to talk off the cuff. So I'll start. My first job. So I was fortunate enough that my parents didn't make me work in high school. I would like to say that we were fortunate enough that we didn't have to pay for like our gas and our car, call us spoiled, but our parents just, wanted to provide us with the means to get to and from school, to and from practice, and to somewhat have a little bit of freedom. Now that freedom was limited to how much gas you could consume because they would only fill it up a certain amount of times. But yeah, I didn't really have any kind of responsibilities financially in high school. But I did have to make up that privilege by getting good grades and making sure that I was still, studying hard and everything. So I didn't have to work in high school, which is kind of weird because I have a lot of friends who did work in high school, even if it's like the smallest things, babysitting, or like I had a lot of friends working at Cold Stone. Cold Stone was a big one. Some of them worked at Jason's Deli, which is like a deli store, deli shop. So a lot of different kind of things, but I didn't have to do that. My first job though, I was in college and I was like, I need to make some money because I don't have any and I want to go do stuff. So my first job was at In-N-Out Burger, which I'm so proud of.
You are
and
so proud
I
of.
will always praise In-N-Out Burger. It was my first job, and it was a fairly good paying job too. I started at $10 an hour. That's the one thing with In-N-Out Burgers. They paid their people well. So In-N-Out Burger in Henderson, Nevada, right off the 95. That was my first job. And it came with the uniform, the white uniform with the red apron, the big old freaking safety pin, the paper hat. It was legit. That was my first job.
You are so happy right now.
I'm so proud of that job. We'll get into other stories, but Molly, what was your first job?
I did work in high school for, I think, just my junior year. And then come around my senior year, I think I was taking 2 AP classes or something. And I didn't need to either. My mom, paid for everything. It was just, I don't really know why I did it. But I think it was because we went to the vet and they said they were hiring. And I was like, oh, that would be cool to work here. And so I worked at our, local family vet. And did mainly the cleanup kind of stuff. So I'd clean the cages, clean the place at night, lab. And oh my gosh, mop the floors, vacuum at night, whatever. Janitorial. Yes. I don't know if I had to clean the toilet though. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But then I would help out with the dogs and stuff that would come in. So, lifting them on the table. I didn't cut their nails, but I held them while they got their nails cut, and things. Laundry. We did laundry. I had to cut the lawn.
Oh, wow. So you did all the bitch work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. How much did you get paid?
Minimum wage.
What was minimum wage?
$7.25.
Really?
Yep.
I think I remember minimum wage in high school was $5.50 in Vegas.
Wow.
When I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, $7.25. I think I only worked half the time. There was somebody else who did the other half.
Okay.
Half the week or whatever. And then in the summer, I think it was every day. We split it. It was morning and night.
Okay.
So I would work until a certain time. And I did the mornings because I didn't mind doing the lawn and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the weekends, we would have to take out the dogs that were staying overnight.
Oh.
Yes.
Walk them and stuff?
We didn't walk them. We just took them out for a little bit. I always felt bad for this one old golden retriever that would come in because he loved to play. So I would stay a little bit longer and throw the ball down the hallway and stuff with him and things. Yeah.
That's cool.
He was so cool. He was so cute. But then I got bit by a dog there and that wasn't fun. I still have a scar on my finger.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But because I didn't have to work, I quit for my senior year. Same thing as you. My mom didn't paid for everything. It was I got good grades and because I wanted to focus on my senior year and whatever
What did you do with that money you made?
I don't remember. I really don't. If I had opened a checking account and it was just chilling in there, if I just I really I couldn't even tell you. Probably paid for gas a little bit. Actually, maybe that's why I did it is because I think I had to pay for gas. Maybe.
You were driving?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, duh. I was driving when I was a sophomore.
I'm assuming my mom had to have paid for my gas because but I don't remember telling her oh I needed gas.
Maybe she felt it for you.
No, she wouldn't. She would have taken my car, but she didn't take my car. That was my responsibility.
What was your first car?
My Saturn, my green Saturn.
A Saturn what?
SL2, I think it was.
What the frick? What is that?
It was a 1997
Was it a car or was it an SUV car? Car?
Yeah.
2-door?
No, 4-door.
Dang.
It's green. Hunter
the old
green.
Saturns look so ugly with the nose being so
I don't think it was that.
and then the lights in the front, it looked like a mad Chinese person.
I should have showed you. It just came up my accident when I totaled it.
Dang. That's weird.
Yeah.
I drove a Toyota Celica, 2-door, red, fire red, hatchback.
Oh my God.
Bro, this car was a banger. And then it got broken into twice. Somebody stole my subwoofer.
Yeah. Yeah.
and my book of CDs. During your first job, do you have any crazy stories?
Well, when the dog bit me.
Why did the dog bite you?
Because he didn't. He was a boarder. and he didn't like when you took on and off his leash. And that you would used to say on the thing, like a biter. This was like the second time we've had him. And he was so bad about it that you would have to leave on the leash. But he would poop in his cage and then get poop all. Yeah, it was just gross. It was so bad.
So you grabbed the leash with shit on it?
Yeah.
Frick,
I mean, it was horrible,
me, bro.
But it didn't have the label on anymore. So I thought, oh, maybe he's better about it. So I went to take off his leash and he just
really
got me right. And yeah, I was so mad.
Did you punch it?
I don't remember what. I think it was just a quick thing. I mean, it's not a puncture wound. It's like
a scrape.
It is a scrape, but I don't remember what I did, to be honest. But I was pissed.
Yeah,
because like,
I would have been pissed too.
Why are we keeping this dog here?
And then why was the warning off?
Right. And then they would never board that dog again.
Well,
after that one.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You got dog kicked out of his boarding.
Yep. I mean, he was just a little rat.
A little vicious.
And then the other time I remember kittens came in. I think somebody brought them in and they had fleas.
Oh, would it hopping off of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that's freaking gross. I got a flea story about in dental school.
But they were like such kittens that I remember like carrying one back to the back room and trying to put him in his cage, and he like kept jumping out of my hands, and I'm trying to catch this cat in the back before anybody saw it, that I couldn't, like, because they were like just crazy, they were little kittens and they were scared and whatever, but that was funny.
Let it be known right here, right now, I am allergic to cats and I do not like them.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm sorry if you have cats, but I don't like them. And once I get around a cat or somebody who has a cat, I can tell because my nose will start like getting all like stuffed up. My eyes will get watery. My throat will get all scratchy like it is right now. Was there a damn cat in this damn house? Frick.
Do you know the other thing I had to do at the vet? So he had his own dogs. He rescued greyhounds. So when I first started, he had 2 rescued greyhounds.
Yeah.
Greyhounds I've known since my grandparents went there and stuff.
Wow.
And you had to brush their teeth.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Why?
Because that was part of our job.
What the frick? They let you brush their teeth?
When they were there, yeah.
Dude, greyhounds got some long freaking snouts too. Yeah. That's a lot of teeth.
Yeah, they were so good. And then they both died. And then they got a new dog. They got a puppy that the wife always wanted. That was a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Oh, that's a big one.
Big fluffy dog, right?
Big fluffy dog.
And so I would take him on walks in the summer.
Dang.
A little puppy.
And then overheated him because all that fur.
He's like
freaking hot.
He was cute.
My first job, I have a lot of crazy stories at In-N-Out. But the thing is at In-N-Out is you work in levels. So like level 1, you primarily work the cash registers. You clean up the place, so like inside, outside, janitorial stuff, bathrooms. You refill the ice in the soda machines, like all the stuff. Like you're just refiller. Actually, no, that's one. That's level 1. You just do bitch work. Level 1.
I was gonna say scut job.
Level 2 is when you're cash registers. Yeah. So you take orders and you hand out orders. So like once the orders come off the line, like you call order number 365. And
damn, you're fine.
Yeah, 365. Damn, you're fine. And then level 3 and 4 was mixed. So guys went to fries. Girls went to drive. Like drive-through. So you work drive-through.
That doesn't rhyme. Like guys and fries.
Guys and fries. Girls and drives. Anyways, that's the way it was. So then level 3, depending on your sex, obviously, you went to fries if you're guys, or you went to work to drives. Sexist. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's their way of controlling like who goes where. I don't know. Anyways, so then level 3, when you're working the drive-through, you're either taking orders if like you're good, or you're taking money in the back, the first window. But in your first window, like the pay window, you have to freaking wash the dishes. That was part of your job too, because the sink is right there. So you had all the trays, the red trays. You had to wash all that while you're like waiting for people to come through to pay their order. If anybody needed ice, like the level ones needed ice, you had to fill up the ice bucket because the ice chest was right there. So yeah, it was like multiple jobs. And then the girls, level 3, they would work the taking orders. I learned later that they said women can multitask better than men, so that's why they have the women training in the drive-through first, because that's one of the major jobs. So if they can take orders, hand out orders too, and then also make all the sodas and the shakes for the drive-through, because it's all right there. So that's why they put the women there first, I think. And then level 4, you switch. So the women go to fries, and then level 4, the guys go to the drives. And then 5 is the line. So as the grill is done, you have to be the one who assembles the burgers based on the order. I never got to level 5. I was like a level 4 for the longest time, and I wanted to get on the line, but there was enough people already employed to do the line. And whenever there was like multiple level 5s on shift, some of them would have to come down to level 4, and then I'd get kicked out to level 3. Yeah. So it was hard to kind of work up when I got to that point because there was just way too many people on the line. But some crazy stories. I guess let's talk about why I left In-N-Out. It's because I got fired. Actually, no, I quit. They let me go, but I said, nope, you're not letting me go. I quit. Is because when I was working, it was a late night. It's just like very cliquey at In-N-Out. And at the time, there was a boyfriend-girlfriend couple, and girlfriend was working, she's assistant manager one night, boyfriend was working fries. No, boyfriend was working the order window, and I was working the inside order, the register. You have a little keyed like chute underneath your register to put big bills. So anything like if you have excess 20s in your drawer, you put the excess 20s inside of the bin, and like hundreds, 50s, anything like that. So this night, just to kind of back up, the boyfriend thought I was a threat to his girlfriend because I was like, oh, I'm always friendly, right? Yeah. So I'm always talking to girls whether I like you or not. Like I'm going to be very friendly to you. Maybe not like flirt, but we have a good time, right? So over the course of like this month that this boyfriend was working for In-N-Out, because the girlfriend was there for a long time. She's assistant manager. Boyfriend came on, and then for about a month just kind of see me like interacting with everybody, not just his girlfriend. I wasn't trying to steal her by any means, just friendly.
Yeah.
So I guess one night we were both working registers, and he had a big bill he needed to break. He didn't have any 20s. So I was like, okay. And I was handing out an order in the drive. I remember that. And he's like, hey, can I get some money? Can I exchange this 100 for 20s? And I was like, yeah, sure. It's like, I'm kind of busy at the drive though. He's like, oh, he's like, can I get your key? And the key is to the chute underneath your register. So I was like, yeah, like whatever, like here. And typically you're not supposed to do that. But we were so slammed. I was like, I can't step away from the drive just to exchange this. I trust you. Here's my key. So he went and exchanged his bills, and it seemed pretty quick to me, like him taking my key, and then I was, kept working, and then came back and gave me my key back. Well, at the end of the night, you're supposed to balance your drawer, and I'm like counting, and then we have a report of how many transactions you had, and money you intook, what money you handed out, and it wasn't lining up. Guess how much money? $500. What the hell? I was like, Devo was my manager, and is like this buff ass bodybuilder black dude, and he liked me, as a hard worker. I worked there for maybe like a year and a half, and I was a hard worker. I came to work on time. I stayed. I took over shifts whenever they needed me. Like I was a great worker. And then he calls me in his office and is like, hey, just so we know, we looked at your drawer the other night, and after everybody balanced their drawers, like your drawer was still short, everybody else balanced out. So I'm just like, Diva, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I didn't steal this money. Like, I have no reason to steal this money. And he's like, well, you know, I understand, and I know you wouldn't, but that doesn't explain where this $500 went.
Right.
And I was like, Diva, and he's like, unfortunately, I have to let you go. And I was like, Diva, I didn't do this. And I was like, what if like I gave you, like I, for some reason, what if I left an envelope with $500 on your windshield? Like no one really knows. Like I can't leave the job. Like I need this job. And by that time I was making $11 an hour because I had like gone up the chain, and you got a 25-cent raise each time. So I was like, Devo was like, there's something I can do. Like I'll go on probation or something. And he's like, no, it's like company policy. Unfortunately, like there's like a threshold, right? You can be off like maybe like $30, maybe $40. But the 500, it was like, what the hell? So then I was like, yeah, well, you're not letting me go. I quit. So then I quit, and then find out later because I had friends, you know, some of my other coworkers there. One of them said, I know what happened to that money. It's like, I saw so-and-so go through your envelopes or your chute. And I was like, yeah, I gave him my key that night. Because this was like a week after when Devo talked to me. And then she's like, yeah, I saw him just kind of take extra cash and then put it in his drawer. And I was like, how much did you exchange? I was like, it was only $100. I was like, oh, he took more than $100 out of your chute. And she was working the line. So when you're working the line, obviously the first register is right there, and that's where my other chute was. So she's like, yeah, he like took a lot of cash. I was like, why didn't you say something?
Right.
You know, I was like, well, I didn't know until you finally got fired, and then I found out why, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what a mother trucker. So then I was like, if I ever see this guy again, I'm freaking say something to him.
Yeah.
But I never did. So I never went back to that In-N-Out to eat. I just went to other In-N-Outs.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have too.
But I was just like,
yeah, that sucks.
God dang, man.
Well,
but
didn't they end up getting the money back at some point too?
they didn't.
Oh, I thought they
No.
did.
And they had to report that as a property loss.
Wow.
Yeah. And Devo got in trouble apparently too, because that's a pretty big like discrepancy. Right. So I was like, oh my gosh. So this guy, hopefully karma's come back at him.
Well, and yeah, and you also just wonder if like, not necessarily because you were flirting with his girlfriend, but also like, was he just stealing money?
Yeah.
Like, did it happen again?
Yeah.
And then he got caught or didn't get, you know?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. That sucks.
It's crazy because every time we go back now, like we've gone to that In-N-Out to eat, and it's a total different crew.
Well,
I mean, obviously.
So.
Like,
I mean,
it's like
most people don't make that like a career. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you're wanting
Like
to be a
pretty high up.
manager
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
whatever
for
in
sure.
that
yeah.
that type of field. But
So yeah, that was my first job.
different crew. You're cute.
Yeah.
That was what?
That was 2005. Yeah, 2005.
So 18 years ago?
Yeah. 18 years ago. Holy crap, Azole. I've been out of high school 18 years. That's bonkers, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah. So then I went to a different job, but before I go to that, did you have any other jobs?
Like in college?
Oh, again, in college. Oh, you didn't have any other jobs in high school?
No.
So college was your next job?
Yeah.
And you were a RA, I believe.
College student. Just kidding.
Yeah, that is a job. But you weren't getting paid. You were paying.
Yeah. Yeah. I was, selling my soul basically.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I had a job my freshman year.
And where'd you go to again? Rip-On.
Rippin'?
She went to Rip-On.
Oh my God.
Rip on my pants.
Oh my God. Ripon College in the middle of the state.
Bumfuck nowhere.
It's not that bad. It's right between Fond du Lac and Oshkosh.
Bumfuck nowhere.
Oh my God.
Did you guys have a Target?
Kmart.
Whoa, bumfuck nowhere.
I wonder if it's still Kmart.
There's no more Kmarts. They bankrupt. There's really no more Kmarts.
I wonder what's up there now. Oh, I'm kind of curious.
Probably a Target.
And then, yeah, so then my sophomore year, I became a resident assistant.
Now, you probably have a lot of crazy stories being an RA. drunk people.
Yeah, somebody did puke outside my door one morning.
Like
Late night.
because they hated you?
No, they just didn't make it to their.
Oh,
the other good ones are when people ask for condoms.
Did you keep a stash?
The office did.
Molly had a secret stash in her RA room.
Totally.
She's like, here's some. I have enough.
Oh my God. Shut up. No. Yeah, that was always awkward.
Hey, at least they're practicing safe sex.
Yeah, it didn't need to happen right across the hall though.
Yeah. Okay, here's another question. What kind of condoms were you freaking stocking in the residence halls?
I don't remember.
Magnums? Trojans?
Isn't there one like with a D?
Big dick? I don't know. Deluxe.
Maybe it's deluxe.
I don't know, I don't know.
Or
I never wear condoms.
Oh my God. This is like.
Hey, we're just saying this for the views, baby.
Oh my God. I can't.
Oh, shit.
Did you just like.
I just spit something way over there.
Okay,
I don't know, something
good.
flew out of my mouth.
I'm trying to think of like what else. I remember.
I think it's called Durex.
Durex, yes.
Yeah, is it Durex?
Yes, because I kept
really
wanting to
think.
say like Dulcax.
I know it was like DU something. Is it Durex?
It's Durex. They were colored.
Wait, isn't Durex like a Tupperware? No, it's a condom.
Purex.
Pyrex. Durex. It's called Durex. Dang, you guys got the cheap shit.
Oh yeah.
Freaking no, man. It's all about the bare skin, bro. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
Anyways, so you had people asking for condoms. You guys had people puking outside your.
I remember my first RA like year, so my sophomore year, there was 2 freshmen who had to be taken to the hospital for alcohol overdose on Halloween.
Oh, dang.
And then I felt bad because I was supposed to be back in the dorms and I might have been out partying too.
Yo,
so I wasn't even there for it.
Irresponsible.
Yeah. Oops.
Did they ever get you for that?
No.
Oh.
I'm trying to think if there was any other like really crazy stories. Not really. I was in the girls' dorms and stuff.
Did you ever catch girls having guys over to their dorms after hours?
That was not a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. I guess I had friends who went to BYU.
Oh.
The guys had to be out of girls dorms by like 10 p.m. or something like that.
No, it didn't matter.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm trying to think of like what else. Nothing really that crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second job, guess where it was?
Credit union.
No. That's
no, Aeropostale.
Nope.
Abercrombie.
It's not Amber. Why did everybody call it Abercrombie? It's Aber. There's no M. Abercrombie and Fitch.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was Abercrombie and Fitch. So after I got fired from In-N-Out, I contacted my friend who quit In-N-Out and went to go work at Abercrombie. I was like, hey, I need a job. Are you guys hiring? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. Let me talk to my manager and have you meet him. So I go to Abercrombie at the gallery at Sunset. I put on whatever clothes I had that looked like I could fit into Abercrombie. And they hired me on the spot.
Oh, my God.
And guess what I did? I was like this. I had to stand up in the... Oh, shit. I had to stand in the front vestibule like this. Yo, what's up?
You were cool enough for that?
Sometimes.
I was going to say, I don't think you were.
Sometimes I did it. Not all the time. But yeah, I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch, baby. And then I spent all my money on Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh my. Yeah. Cause
I got $7 an hour and I was working a lot.
$7 an hour?
Yeah.
Damn.
And we got hella discounts though. But this was the time when Abercrombie and dressing like Abercrombie was actually freaking cool. I loved their jeans, like half fucking gone. And then my mom was like, why you pay for jeans that already tore up? I'm like, because this is style, Mom. Why is there paint on your pants? Because this is style, Mom. And then that was back when Abercrombie got in trouble for the shirts that they sold. They're like sexual innuendo shirts. So there's a bunch of these graphic tees that we used to sell. And one of them was of a salt shaker that was tipped over and the cap was off and the salt was coming out. And it said, cap it before you tap it.
Oh my God.
And then there was another shirt I remember we sold that had like baby frogs, and it said "Free the tadpoles," and it looked like sperm, but it was like frogs. It was some pretty sketchy shit that Abercrombie was selling. All about sex.
Wasn't that the one that like just came out too? That like you actually should have been in the back just folding clothes, not out at the front.
That was around my time.
Yep.
Yeah, and
because of his race. Sorry, that was a little like vague.
No, yeah, it was. They put all the minorities in the back and only the white people in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, the colored people never saw the public.
Yeah,
they were just in the back in the stock room. Yeah, that was around that time, right before my time.
Yeah,
because our manager, I mean, there was freaking all sorts of ethnic people on the floor. Yeah. But I got a crazy story about Abercrombie. So in the summer, every season we switch out our whole store. We get something from home office of like how to make the cabinets, the tables, like everything. We were switching off into summer. And we got bikinis, right? But in the lining of the bikini is a piece of plastic that says, "Do not remove. Please leave your underwear on."
Yep.
There was some crap that was left on freaking bikinis in the dressing rooms with the plastics off, and then just like, oh my gosh, on the bikinis.
Ew, babe.
Yeah. I was like, what the frick is going on? There's some nasty chicks coming in here. Yeah.
Why though?
And then we had to make a sign that said, if you're trying on any swimwear, please do not take off your underwear.
Maybe they didn't come with underwear. Ew.
Oh, it was so gross. And we couldn't do anything. So here's the other funny story to that. So one of my coworkers, it was happening for a little while. And I think when shit hit the fan was when one of my coworkers went to clean out the dressing rooms, and she's just grabbing a bunch of stuff, and she grabbed a thing of like a swimsuit, and it was like gooey and just like sticky. And then she was like, "Oh my!" And like I was working registers, and she screamed. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So I ran to the dressing rooms. I was like, "What the frick? Like what happened?" I was like, ew, what is that? There's stuff on the swimsuit. No. And I was like, what is it? And I was like, I wasn't going to touch it. I was like, what is that? And it was like this like clear mucusy. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, talk to our manager. I was like, hey, dude, like girls are still trying on the swimsuits with their underwears off. And we have the sample. It's in the back room. Like, you gotta go take a look at it. Oh, he like took out the Ziploc bag that we put the swimsuit in, and he's like, "Yeah, this is unacceptable. We're pulling all the swimsuits off the racks." So then that weekend I was working, we pulled all the swimsuits off. Like he talked to home office, and home office is like, "Well, we have to sell them." Like, and he's like, "Well, I think we have to have a policy then now, like how we're gonna sell this. So if you want to buy a swimsuit, you can't try it on.
Yeah,
you have to just take it." So no trying on. And so the people who were working the dressing rooms, if they had a swimsuit, they couldn't try it on.
That's so gross.
So freaking gross.
That is so
dude.
Gross.
Like some girls are just nasty.
That's so gross. Like I
like,
mean, there's
so nasty.
Like I mean, there's just stuff that happens to our body, and like
yeah,
it's normal and it's natural and that whatever. But like, why you gotta like rub your crotch all over? Like I mean, you're just trying it on. It should not be that like.
Well, and my thing was like
after. Oh,
well, the thing is like I was so naive. I didn't know what the frick that was. I thought it was cum. This episode is so like explicit. I thought it was cum, and I was like, are people having sex in here? Like I have no clue. Like I've had sex. I don't even know what is that? Like why is it on a woman's swimsuit? Like what's coming? And then I was like, the only fluids I know that's coming out of a woman's freaking vagina is period blood. But that's clear. Like, and it's goopy. Like, what the fuck is that? I was like freaking out. I was like, I don't know what that is. Like, sorry, I'm not touching that.
That's so gross.
Yeah, and then obviously later found out what it is. It's just a little bit of discharge. Yes. But I was like, ew. Like, why are women trying on freaking? But
that's what I mean.
Well, here's the other thing.
You have to be like rubbing up against that swimsuit.
Like, I mean, they were like skimpy little, like thin, like in the crack, kind of like. Yes. swimsuits.
Right.
That was Abercrombie's
Right.
MO.
Right.
But here's my other gross thing is that if you're trying it on, now granted, they probably got one with the plastic still on, but if you grabbed one, who's to say somebody else didn't try it on?
I always
without their
tried
underwear?
mine with. My mom always said you have to try on your swimsuits with underwear because people's crotches all
Coochie's
up in
all
there.
over it.
Yep.
Freaking nasty.
That is so gross.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite stories of Abercrombie.
That is like so gross.
It is.
If I
You're
was that
telling
girl,
me
I probably
was
would have
there.
been like, I quit. I quit.
Yeah. You know what's actually kind of funny is that if we saw stuff we liked, we would hide it in like the top of the clothes bays. And that summer, some of the girls hid swimsuits up in like where we all hid our stuff.
That's funny.
And then when they pulled all the swimsuits off the floor, they had to take inventory. And they're like, we're missing some swimsuits. Like, what the heck? And then the girls wrote like, oh, let me go check the back. Like, maybe it's in like one of the clothes bays. And they're like, come out and like, oh yeah, here I found it. So we're just like, oh, we're all gonna get in trouble for this. Because we all had clothes like saved that we were gonna buy later with our discounts, you know? But I think that was probably the funnest I ever had because the people that worked at Abercrombie were just like dicking around. Like when you work retail, you just dick around all the time. You make fun of people.
Yeah.
You have fun with people. I went around spraying cologne, and the reason why that place is like so fragrant is because people actually go around and actually spray cologne all over the place.
So dumb.
Yeah. But here's the crazy thing. Abercrombie's actually like growing right now, coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That they have like more like adult clothes now.
Yeah, I really want to go in there
for,
and kind of see what they got.
Like they're still like somewhat skimpy and like whatever, but they're like definitely gearing towards like our generation a little bit too.
Yeah. Like almost like simple, sophisticated, almost like a Banana Republic almost.
I don't know if I'd give it that much.
That much? Gap.
Maybe like
Gappy?
an American Eagle.
American Eagle. Oh, see, I never liked American Eagle. Their clothes never fit me right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we worked at Abercrombie at the mall, Hollister was right next door. But Hollister was like the teenage kids would work at Hollister. Abercrombie was like the college kids.
Wow.
And then you got Aeropostale was upstairs. American Eagle's upstairs. That was around the same time that Aerie came out. American Eagle's underwear store. And every time we would see each other in the food court because we would have breaks, right? We'd go to the food court to grab food. You knew who was working where. And us at Abercrombie, we just felt like we were just shit. And like, oh, you weren't good enough to work at Abercrombie.
Oh my God.
Like, oh, you work at Aeropostale? Ew. Nasty.
Oh my God.
New.
Oh
Bye.
my God.
Where do you work? At Abercrombie.
Abercrombie.
No. A&F. This is A&F. Oh, you work at Aerie? Oh. Cool. I work at Abercrombie.
Oh my God, I love this guy who thinks he's so cool. And
I was cool, man.
Oh my God.
Cool is the key word. I was cool.
You think you were cool.
Yeah.
And I was a research assistant.
Oh yeah. I remember you told me that.
Studying babies.
Yeah. Is that what led you to like nursing, or did you always know you wanted to be a nurse? Oh no. You wanted to go to med school.
No. Yeah.
You wanted to go to med school.
Yeah.
I think we already talked about that in another episode.
We did.
Yeah. Man, so is that the only jobs you had? You worked at a vet, you were an RA, and then you're a research assistant. Then you got your degree, and then you went and
Was a
started your
medical
career
scribe.
Medical scribe. Oh yeah, for your doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was that?
After college.
So you took a gap year?
Yeah.
Is that the typical route for a nurse or anybody who wants to go into that field? Is
nursing?
To
No, you do your undergrad in nursing, and then you go and start your career.
But you did your undergrad at nursing at Ripon?
No.
Oh. What'd you do at Ripon?
My prereqs for medical school.
Oh, that's right. And then you went to DePaul for
And then I went
nursing.
to DePaul. I took a gap year and then went to, was it only 1 year? It was 2.
2 years.
Yes. Graduated in 2013 and I started nursing school in 2015.
Okay. Wow, so you started nursing school right about when I was starting dental school.
Yeah.
No, graduating dental school.
Yeah.
Whoa. Late bloomer over here. Just kidding. I was a late bloomer too because I did a mission.
Yeah.
Man, I have like 2 other jobs I still got to talk about. I was second.
I was a medical scribe and an EMT.
Oh, that's right. Okay, tell us stories about EMT because I love hearing these stories. Tell me, and this is going to be a controversial topic for the public to hear. What are your thoughts on Narcan?
Oh my gosh. We didn't have Narcan.
Really?
Not as a EMT basic.
Oh. I thought everybody's supposed to have Narcan.
Maybe we did.
You told me a story about you guys freaking pumping somebody with Narcan and they come.
Ooh, I don't remember now. I would have to go back and look and see what like our protocols were. But as an EMT basic, you didn't have a lot of medication.
Oh.
Oxygen, aspirin, albuterol.
Epinephrine?
Probably epinephrine.
Yeah, to have an EpiPen.
I'm assuming we probably did have Narcan with like everything that was going on, but
yeah,
I don't remember for sure. Probably I should ask my Uncle Greg. He would know.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember. I think it was just a shit job. I mean, it was like nice helping people, but like as an EMT basic running the shit calls for the county, you're basically just a glorified taxi. So taking people from hospital to hospital or hospital to home. And yes,
she looked like a cop in her uniform.
Yeah, home to hospital.
Was it navy blue or black?
Navy blue.
It looks like a freaking cop.
Or home to hospital, but it's all stupid stuff like, oh, I have belly pain.
So it was in emergencies?
For them it was an emergency, but it wasn't. It was dumb stuff. I think my biggest one was when we rolled up to an accident. And so like what'll happen is like we're usually not like the first tier to an accident for like this kind of job. Like we're like second tier. So meaning, okay, so MFD or Milwaukee Fire Department came and already triaged the situation and they just need extra help like transporting patients, right? Or they say, this patient's fine. We don't need to take this patient. You go and take them so we're free to like deal with other things.
Yeah.
And it was this kid who was riding a bike, no helmet on, and got hit by a car. He's sitting up when we got there. I think he was in C-spine. So we put him on one of like our boards because like that's protocol is like you put him on a backboard because you just don't know what happened, right? And the fire department told Mom that we could take her back to her house, which is around the corner, so she could lock up and grab something, which is like so against protocol. Like, you know, this kid just got hit by a car riding a bicycle with no helmet on. But yeah, let's go around the corner and waste time. And he was like kind of alert and whatever and, talking to us, but still, like, he was like 8 years old or something. Like, no. Like, but we had to do it because Mom already was told she can go do this. And as she's in the house, I'm in the back with her because it's only a 2-person squad. So one person's in the back, one person's driving. The kid starts seizing. And I was like, absolutely not. So good thing he was on a backboard because all you do is like tilt him over because he's strapped to this backboard. He's not going to move.
Yeah.
And I got my partner up front and we called MFD back and said, you can actually take this person to the hospital. This is not in our protocol anymore. What? We would have already been on our way to the hospital if they didn't tell us to go, drop Mom back off at home to lock the door or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, so stupid. And they like gave us like such attitude when we called them back. I was like, no, this kid needs like an IV. He's seizing. Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's horrible.
Holy crap.
And then just a lot of drunk pukers. The amount of penises I saw, since this is an R-rated episode.
Yeah.
I mean, like these drunk people are like, I gotta pee. And then like, I gotta pee, and not like doing anything. I'm not holding your penis in the urinal. Get your shit together.
That's wild.
Yes.
That's so wild.
Yes. Like so annoying.
That's crazy.
The amount of puke.
I don't do puke, man.
Had to deal with. There was one time where it was like literally running to the front of the, and we're like, move our shit.
Who has to clean that?
We do.
Ew. No.
Bed bugs. Oh, I have another good one.
Gross.
Okay, I have another good one. We get called to a house. I'm so glad I'm as naive as I am because I didn't know any of this until afterwards. We get called to a house that you can tell is very rundown. We go in. There's like family. We're here for an older gentleman. I think it was like the father, so grandfather, whatever, old guy. He has foot pain. Okay, how long has he been having foot pain?
No.
Just a little. I don't remember exactly the thing. A little while, whatever. The foot was completely black. The guy didn't have pain in his foot anymore. There was no way. Completely black.
Oh. Like my shoe.
Like your shoe. Yes.
What the frick?
I don't remember why I think we ended up calling MFD again for this one, and I think it was more so for like humanitarian, or whatever that's called, this is an issue. This family's taking care of this older adult, but clearly isn't, because this foot is black and this didn't happen overnight. Like there's no more pain in this foot. It's gone. Gone.
Take a hacksaw.
Best part of the story is we leave and my partner goes, "Did you see the cockroaches on the wall?" And I was like, no. And that's why I'm like, I'm so glad I'm as naive as I am and so oblivious to certain things. Because we were talking about the living situation.
No, bro.
Yep.
Yuck.
Yep.
I think I just puked in my mouth.
Yep.
That's freaking gross.
Yep.
Where in Milwaukee was this?
I don't remember.
Southside?
I don't remember. It's not, weren't the best areas, but.
Holy crap. Ew. Yeah. Oh, that's so gross. Speaking about freaking flying bugs, here's another story just off the topic. So in dental school, we have rotations in different departments of the dental school. So I was on rotation in oral surgery. It wasn't in my op, but it was in another person's op who was on rotation with me too. They had a patient. It was in the wintertime, so they had a coat on.
Oh, I think I've heard this story.
A white puffy coat. And it's a D4 and a D3 together. The D4 is the one who does the surgery. The D3 assists. I think we were D4s at the time. D4s or D3s? Oh, it doesn't matter. So then we get this on the PA system, code blah, blah, blah in op 4 or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, what happened? What the hell is code blah, blah, blah? And then we were just wrapping up our operatory in our surgery. So then I go out and I'm like, Dr. Rieger, what's code up blah, blah, blah? And then he's like, oh, it's infestation. I was like, infestation? What happened? So then I find out that the D4, the D3, and the patient were quarantined in this op. They had to close the door because one of the students saw a tick on the lady's white puffer jacket and it hopped off, and they don't know where it went. And then they also saw in her hair, something crawling was in her hair too. So they had to quarantine the place because obviously if it was a tick, a bed bug, a flea.
It was a bed bug.
They had to basically find it.
It's a bed bug.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then what they did was they had the lady take off her jacket, but then
don't do that.
But then the two students had to stand up against the wall, and obviously we're all dressed up in our oral surgery garb, so long sleeves, the booties, the hat,
that's good.
The gloves. Yeah. I guess they were talking through the freaking door, and they're like, "Where did you see it? Where did it jump on?" It's we don't know. It was on her jacket, and then it jumped off. I don't know if it went on the floor or if it jumped on her or what. We can't find it, and they had to get somebody to come in, and they sprayed permethrin along the door seal. The dental students had to individually take off their garb, mm-hmm. and then they had to come out, and then they had to really inspect them right by the door. so that they weren't carrying that out. And then the lady had to take her jacket off. They had to put it in a trash bag. And it was just like this whole ordeal. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like if that was in my op, I would freak the frick out.
You know what's so funny is that the way we do that in the hospital, we see somebody with bed bugs, we take them to a shower and we just hose them down.
Really?
Yep.
Good for you guys.
That's it.
But how far is the shower from the room?
Can be pretty far.
Yeah. This could be spreading that shit all over the place.
What else are you going to do? You got to treat the patient.
Put them in a freaking trash bag.
And if the patient's crashing, well, I guess you crash them there and then, rinse them off later.
That's so gross.
You know what's even more gross?
Oh, man, I hate freaking bugs, man.
One time they went back into the decon room and somebody had left the clothes from somebody and it was just all you saw was all the bugs.
No.
Just crawling all over the pile of clothes.
No. See, that's why. Oh my gosh. I hate shit like that, man. That's so freaking gross.
I'm so lucky I always got out of the bed bug stuff because that
Yeah, I hate. You have to literally fumigate everything.
Yeah.
Wash everything. Get rid of stuff.
Yep.
Like it's nuts.
Yep. I had one girl I always worked with. She always found the bed bugs. And I was like, if we work together, I was training her. If you find another bed bug, I'm disowning you.
I'm not working.
Not doing it anymore.
You can find another nurse to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking
It wasn't
gross.
her fault, but it was just obnoxious.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Just a couple other things. I actually held 2 other jobs. I was the the sexiest man alive. In uniform. Actually, I worked for a company who was named by Playboy as top 3 sexiest man alive.
Oh my god.
In uniform. That was UPS.
Oh my god. You only did that for a Christmas season.
But I worked for UPS and I wore the brown uniform and
Where
I
is
looked
it?
hot as shit. I
Where
had to
is
give it back. They only lend it to you guys.
Do you have a picture?
I think I have a picture. I have to look.
I want to see it.
So then I worked for UPS one Christmas season, and then right before I went to dental school, I worked at the credit union.
Yep.
Nothing exciting at the credit union, except I saw so much money. Oh my gosh, I saw so much money. Like in the vault, here's a little secret about like banks. And most people probably already know this. The vault in a bank is not like the vaults you see on Hollywood films where there's like a big bulletproof, bomb-proof door with like a pile of cash in the middle. Most of the time, vaults are usually not that big and there's cabinets, like security boxes. So the security boxes are usually in like the first part of the vault, and then there's a back vault where they have all the cash. But it's not like a big vault, like by any means. It's actually pretty tiny. And they don't keep all the cash in that back vault, which is where the thieves think they are. It's like, hey, take me to the vault. Guess where they hide some of the money? In random security boxes. And only the manager and the assistant manager has keys to the security boxes, obviously.
Yeah.
And they are the only ones who know which security boxes have the extra money in. I did have to go one time to help my manager pull money from the vault. She opened up the back vault, and then it was maybe like a 3x5 like room, maybe even smaller than that. And there was boxes. I think it was like boxes of just like files, and then just like this big old cabinet, and there was like, fairly good amount of cash in there. But then she had to open up a security box, and then she pulled out the security box, and obviously it's like maybe 12 inches by, 24 inches. Freaking just like stacks of hundreds. And I was like, how much freaking money is in that thing? And just like, oh, there's a good $50,000 in here. I was like, is that the bank's or is that somebody else's? And it's like, no, it's the bank's. So I was like, there's just random security boxes with cash in it. So like, it's not all in one place where a thief can just grab and run.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, smart.
That was smart.
Yeah.
I don't think I think I would struggle working in a bank and seeing all that money.
I did.
I would
Whenever
just be like,
a freaking somebody would come in, it's like, oh, can I make a withdrawal from my account? oh yeah, which account do you want, Mr. So-and-so? You've got 3. And I was like, the one with $800,000 from it. I'm like, what the frick? What would these people do? And it was a Mormon like bank too. So these Mormon people got some money.
Yeah.
They're just savvy with their money, which is good. But this guy had $800,000 in one account, 500 in another, and then like maybe like 100 in another account. I was like, what the frick, dude? This guy's a freaking millionaire.
That's wild.
Saw a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I before I left, because that was my last job before I went to dental school. I asked my boss if I could make it rain with $100 bills. I was like, please, like my last day, can I just take like a stack of hundreds, which I think is $5,000?
Yeah.
I think is a band. Is that a band? What's a band of $100? No, $10,000. So a band, a strap of, or a band of $100 bills is $10,000. I was like, can I just like make it rain? I'm just gonna stand on top of the counter. I'm just gonna make it rain. And she's like, that would be so cool if you did that, and like fun for you because you've been such an amazing like employee. Oh, but there's cameras all over this place, and central command is gonna see you doing this, and then we're all getting in trouble. I was like, damn it!
You should have offered to do it in the vault.
There's cameras in the vault too. There's cameras all over the place. You cannot get away in a freaking bank. No, but why would I make it rain in the bathroom?
Because there's no cameras.
Oh, true. But that's like the most embarrassing place to freaking make it rain. No, I wanted to make it rain so bad. And I was like, what about ones? And she's like, no, because the ones weren't banded. They were in those like almost like a freaking Post-it note. You know, like they're just like got that like waxy thing and you just like peel them off. They're just like that. You can buy like a stack of those ones, crisp ones. So I was like, whatever. So I wanted to throw a band of hundreds. I didn't know it was $10,000. Maybe that's why she didn't want me to do it. But I wanted to do that so bad.
That would have been cool.
That would have been so cool. But anyways, yeah. So that was my jobs. And then I went to dental school. And then here I am.
Here we are.
A poor dentist making podcasts as my wife.
Hoping to get rich one day.
Hoping to get rich off of this thing. But yeah, that was our jobs. What kind of jobs did you hold? Did you even work? Did you work today?
Do you still work?
Do you still work? Are you unemployed?
Or do you
you are.
Banks?
Everywhere's hiring right now. Go find a job. But anyways, guys, that was a good conversation.
That was a good conversation.
I always like to listen to other people's stories. I love stories. These are the kind of stories I'm going to share with my kids. And then they're just going to be like, Dad, tell me that story about the one time we worked at Abercrombie.
And what did you go? Spray.
And what was on those swimsuits? You kept calling it goopy stuff.
Ew.
No, I'll leave that detail out.
Yeah, can we just not?
Yeah, goopy stuff on swimsuits.
Oh my god,
freaking
that's
gross,
so gross,
bro. Anyways, guys.
Girls are nasty.
Yeah, girls are freaking. Boys are nasty too, though.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, we nasty.
Girls are real nasty.
We nasty.
Oh my god. Okay.
Anyways, on that note...
Sorry for the rated R.
Yeah, it was a pretty rated R. NR.
NR?
No, NC-17. NC-17 is like a step above R, but not so much X. Yeah.
Never heard of that. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Glad you joined us on this fabulous podcast listening session. We're going to go finish coughing up all this phlegm.
I want to blow my nose.
And blow our nose and the green boogies that are in them. And then watch a movie.
It doesn't even suck back in.
Because your nostrils are tiny. Look at how big mine are.
That's true.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Unscripted Conversation Podcast. My name is Jay.
And I'm Molly.
And enjoy the rest of your day and night. And listen to other episodes. You know, we got 31 of them already. Start from the beginning and listen to all through them.
Okay.
Whatever that was. Alrighty, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye. You are ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.